Kaizer Chiefs 1, Mamelodi Sundowns. Kaizer Chiefs 0, Mamelodi Sundowns 0. It ends at the FNB Stadium with both teams failing to score in a very competitive, a very physical game at the FNB Stadium. Welcome to the Amakosi Corner on the Soccer Huddle. This is your boy Mujera. Why you guys? I'm just an ordinary guy discussing the beautiful game. I'm discussing Quilliam out, and today we discuss. I said we're gonna discuss a bit of Kaiser Chiefs now and then, and yeah, let's just dive straight into it. And I said this in the build up to the game. I said I foresee a draw. And whoever I was speaking to, whoever listened to me, I think at the end of tonight or at the end of the game would have said, yeah, Jerry was right. I said it's gonna be a draw, and for one reason only, and that is Cardoso is trying to save his job. If he had lost today, if he had lost, I think that will be the end for him. But a draw keeps him in. A draw buys him more time with the supporters of Mamelodi Sundowns. If you looked at the game yesterday against Orlando Pirates, you'd understand why I'm saying this. The fans are fed up. The fans want him gone. And you listen also to the video that we posted on the channel as well about with the fan reaction, yeah, to Mamelodi Sundowns supporters saying we are fed up. We don't understand his style of play. We don't understand his substitute sometimes. We don't even understand his starting lineup. So I think a draw saved him. But anyways, you know, here to talk about Mamelodi Sundowns. I will call the guys again, Undlovu, no AD, to come and speak about Mamelodi Sundowns. Me, I'm here to speak about Kaizer Chiefs. And I said, um, as much as we've started the season strongly, I still believe, even though they have their own ups and downs, but I still felt that Sundown still have the upper hand against us. We now have 4 clean sheets in a row, which is a record. I think I'll have to look at the stats. I don't know when last did we have 4 consecutive clean sheets in the league, and Peterson has 5. Rewala the last season one, and I think it's a good foundation to build on the clean sheets, which means we are solid at the back. And I think what I love about today, the intensity of the game. I think I've said this guy after him. If you look at my ex tweets, I said we've won the midfield battle, but it is time for our forwards. It's time for our front three or front four, if you want to call them, to come into the play and start creating chances. I felt Umtetwa and Notele in the middle of the field. I think they were superb today. I think Kele went out because he had a knock, but I think Ox, for me, Ox is the man of the match. Like hands down, hands down. For me, it was between him and Kele. And I think, having said that, I'm not taking anything away from the team. I think the team as a whole, we pressed from the front to the middle to the back. I think our back line as well was solid. They worked as a team. I think this maybe are the drills that we're doing over the week, the drills that we're doing in preseason, because you could see they knew when to attack, they knew when to press Sundowns, they knew when to let them have the ball, they knew at the right time that's when they pressed. And I think I was, as I said before, I was so impressed. I think that's what I said. Ox for me, he deserved. And that last minute shot there, it would have been a nice thing if it had gone in. It would have been nice, but for me, he was excellent. Mnyama, Mnyani, Mnyane Marco on the flanks as well, right back and left back. I think they also were good. And I think I am stressing this again. I don't know what you guys think about it. I was speaking to Spy as well. I said, and he said that I said to him, it was last week, even this week, I said to him, Ushabalala has become our weakest link in this team. And he said something very interesting, Are. It's because we're trying to play him as a 10, and Shabalala is not a 10. He wants to be on the side. He wants to take on players. He wants to run with the ball, and which makes sense. But you look at coaches, I don't think we've got a 10. I think Serino, yes, we like playing him as a 10. But if Mamelodi Sundowns, when he was at his peak, he was not playing as a 10. I think he was playing from the wing. So we are struggling to find that playmaker. And Ungobo Uteng Mara, he's not consistent enough to have put him in that squad today. Chistel is still in the stands. A good level maybe is sick or something, but hopefully when he comes in, he can give us that creative part of the field that we lack so much. Guys, um, I've spoken about this guy countless times. Countless times. You know what? it's too early to say. But I think it's too early to say. But I honestly think Ulilepo will be Nabi's greatest signing. Okay, the Chiefs. I'm sorry to say, but I think he's gonna be Nabi's greatest signing at Kaizer Chiefs because that guy, guys, he runs, he takes on players. But there's one aspect of his game that I saw tonight that I was not familiar with, that I was not like a guy first night match. And he was a bit too selfish for me. There were instances where he could have crossed the ball same time, or he took on his player, a meta, then he had to cross. He didn't cross, he came back onto his left. And I think that is part of his game that he needs to work on. And maybe it's because Kaizer Chiefs did not have runners in the box or something, but sometimes they were that one at the last post, Onelo Momar, just whip the cross in. You never know what happens. It can be on goal, it can be anything. Whip it in. Whip it in, but work rate high, you can never understand, you can never complain, Kayona. Work rate high level is good. It's good. Duba today, he looked good in the first 15, 20 minutes, and then he started doing random, he started fighting with the ref, ended up getting a yellow card. Dupreez, honestly, I didn't even notice he was in. And you know what? I've been defending Nabi more during the week, and people were saying we thought Nabi would be winning, we thought Nabi would be winning, and I said, guys, it's a team sport. But there's one thing I saw today that reminded me that Nabi is back, and that is the inclusion of Ulamodi. You look at the starting lineup, sa the last 4 games. Okay, I'm not saying that, but you look at the starting lineups of the 4 games that we played. Maybe the other one because Nagrile red card, he didn't play, but I fail to understand what was he doing today. He didn't make any impact at all for me. Any impact at all. And he played 90 minutes. Why couldn't we have brought Villegas in? Or maybe Silva, the new striker. See what he's got for us. When they announced they brought in Umtiba for that physical Pele. We could have done that the same with Silva. I know in the preseason games he's never looked like a good striker. He never looked like he had a good touch. But you just throw him in. You never know what will happen. You never know. But anyways, I think from a Chiefs perspective, for me, it was a good game. I will take a one. I will take a nil-nil draw, but we could have won that game. I felt we were the better team throughout the 90 minutes. Sundowns had bits and bits of when they dominated the play, and in the last few minutes, you could see when they threw in Mutiba Ezekubulete, they were trying to do the crosses and they could have scored. But I think we deserve to win the game. But I think a draw is a good result for both teams. Chiefs still remain second in the log. Sundown still remain third in the log or fourth. Unbeaten both teams, and now we move on. We move on to the weekend's game, guys. Let me know what you think as well. That's my own opinion. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, we are here almost every week to speak about the thing that we love most and to speak about. Really, I'm out. I'm a cozy. I'm a athlete.